that the winds are coming from offshore, so that's pushing all the algae in and keeping it, kind of next to our shore.
Mm-hmm.
So all those things are definitely having an impact.
What's the risk of red tide for humans? I know that I've been around a beach when red tide has been there, and you can kind of feel it when you take a breath.
Absolutely. If it's bad enough, and certainly right now it is pretty bad, or if you have a human who has an underlying respiratory illness, for example, asthma, people will be fairly severely affected. The other way that sometimes people are occasionally exposed is through what's known as neurotoxic shellfish poisoning. In other words, they actually eat shellfish from the affected area. And in that case, they can present with signs very similar to the animals that we're getting in at Crow. So severe gastrointestinal distress, and if it gets bad enough, potentially even neurologic signs, and potentially even death.
That is Dr. Heather Barron, who's a veterinarian and research director at the Crow Clinic in Sanibel, Florida, talking with us about red tide. It has been around now for much longer than usual. Dr. Barron, thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure as always.
President Trump's national security team is telling the public, yes, Russia did interfere in U.S. elections and is trying to do it again. They spoke about the threat yesterday at the White House after Facebook announced earlier this week that it had removed 32 pages because they were believed to be part of a coordinated political influence operation that is currently underway. An administrator of one of those pages, though, says Facebook shouldn't have taken his page down, that it was legitimate. Brendan Orsinger is a self-described anti-racist activist who was an administrator on a page called Resistors, which was helping to spread the word about activist events in Washington, D.C. Brendan, what was your reaction when you heard that Facebook took this page down?
I think I was baffled. I think that it's really surreal that I found myself in a position where now I'm getting a lot of messages from folks I don't know saying I'm a Russian troll.
Well, and how did this start? Who reached out to you in the first place to make you an administrator on this page?
So I began my contact with the Resistors page, and the one admin that I had correspondence with began after the State of the Union address and our counter-protest that we collaborated with and were helped by the Resistor page to amplify our event and to help bring more people out. After the event, that account in question that's been suspended, I'm talking about the personal profile account of the person I've referred to as Mary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to give out a full name because I don't know if this person is a person or, until I know for sure.
Right.
I'm going to put myself in her shoes and assume that, or their shoes, and assume that this person could be just like me and just have been wrongfully booted and had their page taken down, just like we had our Resistors page taken down, just like we had the event to counter the Unite the Right Part 2 protest on August 12th. And I really hope that you'll indulge me for a second in sharing that if you go on Facebook, there's a, since we are now behind.
Oops.
Plugged in with local DC organizers so that we can
Pull
repel
in here,
these
pull in here real
toxic
quick. All right,
toxic
okay.
poison.
Before you're out.
You still don't have this.
I looked at my rearview mirror. I couldn't even see her right in the middle of my